ಹಲೋ,
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್,
ಓಕೆ
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
ಓಕೆ. ನೀವು ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 2-3 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸೋದಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಐ ಸೇ ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಿ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಇಫ್ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್, ಕೆನ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್.
ಹೇಗ್ ಬರೀತೀರಾ?
ಹೆಡರ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್.
ಬರೀರಿ ನೋಡೋಣ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಬರ್ದೆ ಸರ್. ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ stdio.h.
ಪೂರ್ತಿ ನಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಬರೋದ್ರಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್?
ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ stdio.h.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬರಲ್ವಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಹಂಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಸಿರೋದು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, stdio.h ಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೀ stdio.h ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀರಾ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಅವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ? ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪೈಲರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಸಿ ಕಂಪೈಲರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟೇ ನಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್, ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಹೌ ಎ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್, so we will write a program. For example, we will write first is ಬಂತಾ?
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ?
ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆ.
ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಿ, ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ?
ಅದು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್
ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು.
ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಎವರಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
stdio.h
ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್
ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಲೈನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಕೊನೆಯ ಡಾಟ್ ಎಚ್.
ಸೊ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್
ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಕೊನೆಯ ಡಾಟ್ ಎಚ್.
ಇದು ಬರಬೇಕು.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮೈನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮೈನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಸೊ ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದ ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಿ ಮೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. Otherwise, if we use this logarithm or anti-logarithm, sin, cos, tan, square root, ಇಂಥದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ then we will add include math.h ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಿ. Otherwise, it is not required.
Okay.
Now, this line depends on the compiler what we are using. That is void main open bracket close bracket ಬರಬೇಕು. Then we will open this type of bracket. This is called brace. Some people call it as flower bracket anta. Now this void main is a program which is first processed in the computer. That is C compiler ಏನಿದೆ that they are written such a way, first it will execute the program whose name is called main. And this void means this is not going to give any result for us. And inside there is nothing. That means it will not take any data also. This is input, this is output. So output is nothing from this one. Input, it will not take anything, but it is essential because the compiler first looks at the this is called a function. So all programs in C language, they are called as functions. So this function whose name is main will be executed first. Now after this bracket, whatever we write,
int area comma radius semicolon
ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ up to here. So this opening bracket and the corresponding closing bracket, within this whatever comes, these are the instructions that will be processed under this program. So here it depends on what type of program you are doing. Whatever you are writing, you tell me, then I will tell you what we will be writing.
Okay. int ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಕಮ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಸೆಮಿಕೋಲನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಕಮ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್.
See, that is why I wanted to know what exactly you are trying to, this one or like that. So int, what did you say?
Area
comma
radius semicolon.
See here you say, what do you mean by int?
It is data type.
Data type means what it represents?
Integer.
Integer means what?
Whole number.
It is whole number.
Whole number.
Not fractions.
Not fraction.
So can you expect always radius to be integer?
No. Float.
Huh?
Float ಹಾಕಬಹುದಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್?
not only that, even if radius is integer, whether area can be, will it be integer?
No.
It will not be. So therefore, first we have to understand what type of data we are going to use.
Mm.
So therefore, we should not use the int because it will restrict us to keep data so that the information will not contain fractional parts, but it will have only whole numbers. You're able to follow?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, we will say
Float.
float. Now, you see mathematics is full of abbreviations, is it not? So, program also, if we use the abbreviations, the number of keystrokes what we make for entering the program will be less. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding or not?
Yes, sir.
See, instead of using area, if I say A, then you see we have to write less number of characters.
Yes, sir.
Instead of radius, if I say R, then you see length of the program becomes smaller. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
And every keystroke is a source of error. If you press the wrong key, you will get something else.
Yes,
So
yes.
therefore, unless otherwise necessary, we can use abbreviations here also to reduce the number of characters that what we are going to type in writing the program, so that time taken for entering the program into computer will be less. You are able to follow?
Yes, sir.
See, once we learn the subject, straight away from the mind, we will be able to enter the program. But
Yes, sir.
at the learning stage, it is necessary to write it on paper, then try to simplify so that we will be able to make it as minimum as possible for the purpose of entering the program into the computer.
Yes, sir.
Now, instead of only this, I will add something more, because see, if radius is given, we can find the diameter. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So I will put the diameter also. Then you can also find, in addition to area, you can find the perimeter also. So I will write P. So all programs will have only 3 steps. First step is input the data. Now data means it is singular as well as plural.
Yes, sir.
Data means information. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಆನ್ ಇಡಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ?
ಆನ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ,
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ.
ಹೌದಾ ಸರಿ, ಇವಾಗ
ಈಗ ಬಂತು. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ in this program there are only all programs will have only 3 parts. First part is what information is known to us, that is called input data. Data means information. Data is used for singular form as well as plural form. That is, only one number of information is there, it is called data. If there are several number of information, they are also called data only. Okay, so one is input data. Then after the input data, we have to know what are the things we want to calculate, what are the final results we want. That is called the output data. Output data means it is the result of processing. So in this case, suppose we say radius is the input data, we can find the diameter, the area, the perimeter also. They become output data. Now, starting from the initial situation where some data is known to us, how to find the output data, the results of processing. For that, we should have the subject knowledge, that is method of finding the area, method of finding the diameter, method of finding the perimeter. Only if we know, then we can do that. Now, we have kept all of them as float type because the data or information here can have fractional part, not whole numbers always. So, if radius is given, we can find the diameter, then you can find area, then you can find the perimeter. Now, what is the formula you will use for finding the area if radius is given?
Pi r square.
Now, how do you write it?
3.14 star r star r.
What is that?
The area.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? How do you write?
ಸರ್ ಇದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? printf sir, to enter the data.
First, okay, ಏನ್ ಬರೀತೀರಾ ಫಸ್ಟ್?
printf enter the radius.
See, that means here you say, actually in writing programs, earlier days, the computer user was not the owner of the computer as on today. Today, user of the computer is the owner of the computer. Is it not? Olden days, there were big computer centers where we have to prepare the program and punch them into cards and give that deck of cards, that is a bunch of cards arranged in particular sequence, give it in a window, the operator will collect it and he will say, come and collect the results tomorrow, like that. So in that case, we cannot use this kind of a thing because this becomes what is called interactive programming. Now, the computer user is the owner of the computer. Therefore, he has full time to the computer for his own use. So therefore, we will be writing interactive programming. So interactive programming means we have to ask the computer to display on the screen what is expected from the user. Here user is a different person and programmer is a different person. Programmer writes the program, and if it is given to somebody else, anybody, when he runs, he should be able to use the program correctly. That is the purpose. So we will say, so here actually, before going for that, if the same computer is used by another person, you say, there will be some information which is on the screen. So it will continue from there only. So we will not know from where our program starts. So therefore, it is necessary to erase the information on the output screen. So we will say
CLR SCR, open bracket, close bracket.
Now you see we had one function here which is called main. Is it not? This main is a function. Now we are using another one. This what I am showing cursor movement, is it visible there or not visible?
No sir, it is not visible.
Not visible. Okay. But anyway, there might be some method of showing that one. But CLR SCR, open close bracket, semicolon is there.
ಹೌದು.
Now here main open bracket close bracket. So like that CLR SCR open bracket close bracket. So this is a function. This is available in the program which is called this conio.h. So if this one is not there, machine will not understand what is this. It will say undefined function. So to use this function, this conio.h must be there. What is conio.h?
Standard input output.
It is called console input output program. Console means the keyboard of the computer. So keyboard is used for the input, and the monitor screen of the computer is the output. So conio.h, when it is used, if you say CLR SCR, then on the computer screen it will erase everything and start from the beginning. You're able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Now what we will write?
Printf, bracket, double quote, enter the radius.
So here you see we want to write this is a interactive program. We want to make it a user friendly program. How do you make user friendly program?
By asking user only to put the values.
No. See, program is to be made user friendly. That means, what did you say here? What to write?
I enter the radius.
Enter the radius. Now enter the radius, is it a friendly sentence? No. It is we are asking someone, yes, do what I am saying. Is it not? So to make it user friendly program, we can say,
Please
enter the
radius.
value of radius. Now here, before writing this, we should think about how many problems we are going to solve. Are we going to solve only one problem? That means given one radius value, find the area perimeter circle and stop, display the result and stop. So that is solving only one problem. You are able to follow?
Yes, sir.
How many problems you want to solve here?
3.
How do you do? You will have to run the program again. What are the sentences you are giving? You write it here, let me see.
Please enter the radius.
That I have added the word please here to make it user friendly. So you are telling enter radius value, is it?
Yeah, enter radius value. Next is scanf %d.
Okay. Let me see. Whatever you say, I will write here. Afterwards, we will see. Now you see what happens. There is something like the cursor position on the paper. Can you see the cursor position here? That means after the radius, the cursor is there. Can you see that one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So before starting, you might put this /n.
New line.
That means wherever the cursor, it will come to the first cursor character position in the screen. That is, it come to the beginning of the screen on the next line. You're able to follow? Now,
Yes,
you have to put that same thing here so that it will be going to the next line. But if you want to wait here only, then it is possible that we can put say equal to, then give a space also, because we don't want the data to be entered immediately attaching to the equal to sign. Is it not? So to give a space there. Then you can put the double quotation mark. Then you have to close,
Close bracket,
then put
semicolon.
the semicolon also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next, what you will do?
Scanf.
Scanf.
Double quote. Percentage F.
No. What do you write here?
Uh, Direct ಆಗಿ ಬರಿಬಾರ್ದಾ ಸರ್?
How can you, what do you want to write here? Tell me. Tell me whatever you want, I will write it, then we will see.
Percentage F.
Percentage F.
Close bracket. Close the double quote. Sorry. Comma. Ampersand R. The semicolon after the bracket.
Okay. So here, what does this mean? This and R is written here means what?
It is the address of radius.
So that is, in the computer memory, there will be so much of memory will be there. Olden days, the computers which came, they had a maximum memory of 1 kilobytes. Then they increased it to accommodate 4 kilobytes, 8 kilobytes, etc. Now it is available in gigabytes or GB. Is it not? That total memory location, some portion is used by the system, operating system, some area. That program area, some area is used by the operating system, like Windows in these days. Then some portion is reserved for the user written programs like this. So program, that is called program area. Then remaining portion of the memory, some place we will keep our input data, output data, and intermediate calculated results, etc. So we can call that there is a program area and data area in memory, in addition to some system software area, that is system area, operating system area. Then remaining there will be unused area also will be there. We cannot use the memory to the 100% full last moment use ಮಾಡಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. So there will be system area, there is a user written program area, then there will be user defined data area, then unused area will be there. This unused area, this user defined data area will have the place for keeping the input data as well as for the output data or the results. Okay. Now, this one will be able to read. What it will do actually here, it will print this message here. and cursor will be waiting here at the end of this equal to sign after a 1 character gap. Then this one will wait there, and you have to enter the value of the radius. When you enter from the keyboard, it will be stored in the memory location which is reserved by the compiler in the form that it can read it in the form of a floating point data. You're able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next what we will do?
The calculation part.
Ah.
Area equal to A equal to 3.14 star R star R.
So here you see the value of pi is generally taken as 22/7 for hand calculations to simplify. But when you want to use a calculator, then there will be a separate key with the name pi. If you press that, you get the value of pi. Depending on the number of digits calculator can display, there can be number of digits after 3 up to something like 40 characters or 60 characters also, depending on the display capacity. Otherwise, we will use like 3.14, 3.142, 3.1415, 3.1415926536, like that, different values. So it is better to write something like, when we come here in the beginning itself, we can use something like pi for pi equal to 3.1415927 or 926536, like that. So maybe I will write 1415927. I will write. So that means we are keeping this value for equal decimal places in another memory location called pi. So now onwards, we can use this one to take the value of whatever is stored here. This can be for any number of digits place, or we can take it shorter if you want, depending on the accuracy required. For example, 3.142. So this will give you the value of pi to 4
Decimal point.
decimal irado only 3 decimal place. But this is called 4 significant digits. You have any idea what is significant digit?
Including the first digit.
All digits we have to take it. Previously, if there are zeros, that we will not take. For example, if you say here
0.12
0.000126.
Only 2 significant. 3.
This is 3 significant digits. But decimal places are
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 decimal place, but 3 significant digits. So like that, this is for 4 significant digits and correct to 3 decimal places. So now what will you do?
Now A equal to pi star R star R. Semicolon.
So we will calculate the area. Now, how do you find the diameter?
Diameter equal to radius by so diameter equal to Radius times 2.
Ah,
2R. 2R.
ah. So here you see, computer is very fast in doing addition. It will take little more time to subtract. It will take still longer time for multiplication. And it takes still more time for division. And it takes more time for any other operations like square root, raising to a power, finding the logarithm, sine of a quantity angle, things like that. It will take more time. So even in the most of the shops, the business people, they will not do subtraction at all. They will do addition for everything. You know why?
It is easier to.
It is easier. If you want to do subtraction, sometimes there will be need for borrowing something from the previous digit. Is it not? Anything borrowed is generally not returned at all. Borrow books, you will not return. Borrow the notes, you will not return. Borrow from library also, will not return till exams are over. Borrow a pen, will not return, like that. So here, because of that borrowing process is involved, when you go for next digit, if that is forgotten, then they will be paying more. So if you purchase a ball pen for say 7 rupees worth, give a 10 rupees note, he will take 3 coins and give 8, 9, 10. Like that he will give. He will not subtract. Subtract means what happens? 10 minus 7 is 3. And 1 will be there, he will write it there and he will give you that much. Therefore, borrowing is not done those. So here also, we don't want to use multiplication because addition is faster. So,
Equal to R plus R.
So if you write R plus R,
Semicolon.
then what happens? The addition will be faster. So time taken processing will be less compared to multiplication. Therefore, we want to write efficient programs. So therefore, wherever possible, try to use addition as the preferred operation to save computer time.
Okay, sir.
You are able to follow this one?
Yes, sir.
Now that means I can erase this
Yes, sir. You can.
because this is the problem here.
It's okay, sir. I got.
You got the thing now. In the book you have written, that is important.
Yes, sir.
There may be facility to go to next. I don't think there is any place here. Otherwise, we will go and erase this. So, there must be some erasing. Not there.
Sir, maybe you can that block is there, no, sir? From that you can reduce the size.
No, actually, there was one thing here which has gone, so I don't know how it will come, but one thing is there, I can do that. That means, what happened to this one? Okay. But I want the menu here. So, there must be some method of that menu has gone somewhere. What happened to this? Okay. Ah, yeah, I got it. So we have found the diameter. Now we will area we have found. Area we have found. Diameter we have found. Diameter I have written,
Diameter you have written, sir. R plus R.
Next is perimeter.
Perimeter.
How will you find what is the formula?
Perimeter of circle.
Perimeter is
Two. 2 pi or no? What is circumference? Sir, that formula I don't remember.
See, that is what is required. See, programming means unless we know the formula, we will not be able to write the program. So circumference or perimeter
2
is
pi r.
given by
2 pi r.
Yeah. So what we'll do here?
2 star multiplication only, no, sir, for this.
I will tell you later.
2 star pi star r.
So here, you see how much is pi?
3.142.
142 we have taken.
3.142.
Therefore, if I write 2 star 3.142, what happens? Computer has to spend some time to find the product of the two numbers. So how about ourselves multiplying and writing the product of 2 into pi or pi plus pi? So 3.142 into 2 will become 6.284.
6.284.
Is it not?
Okay.
So if you write 6.284, then you are saving few microseconds, because we don't want computer to multiply 3 into 3.142. Is it not? 3 into pi we may write. Then it has to first go to the memory location, bring that 3.142 value. That is access time. Then processing time, multiplication. So that we can save by writing the number itself, because that we can do it ourselves and save few microseconds, and our program becomes a faster program. Result will come more quickly, taking less processing time. You are able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Now it will be
star r.
Because it is 2 pi r.
Semicolon.
Now what we have to do?
Print all the printf. The area of circle is percentage f comma area. Then printf the diameter of circle is percentage f comma d. Then
now here you see, that means we have to plan how our result should look like on the screen. Then accordingly, we have to write the method of writing the information, that is the output data. So here, as I already told you, the cursor will be at some place after the entry of the input data in the keyboard. So unless we go for the new line, it will start continuing from the place where you entered the input data. So therefore, it is better to give always a new line, so that cursor will come to next time. Now, if you want to separate the input data and give some gap, then it is necessary to give say another one like that. So 2 lines gap will be there. Then close it like this. So what this will do?
It will give two
It will just
new
2 lines gap it will give. Then the results will come. Is it not? So that means after giving these two, we can put the results. So printf. Now we'll start with the new line. You can say here results of processing. So here after this we can also give another new line quotation.
first quotation.
First quotation ಬರಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. That we have to give. So after this printf quotation, so we will say \n because results of this one, afterwards we are cursor will be coming back to next line. So we'll go to further next line and give, so that there will be a gap of 1 line here. So then you can give the input data. What are the input data in this case?
Area.
It is radius. Input is radius.
Input radius.
First we have to give the input and also print the output result, so that if you are not happy with the output result, we can check whether what we have entered was correctly or wrong. If you have given a wrong value for radius, the answer coming will be different. So we will not print only output result. We will print the input value also, so that if the results are not satisfactory, we can check up what is wrong with the input data, whether we have entered a wrong value. You can check that. So I will say radius equal to, we can say percentage f. Now if you want to give extra line here, that is double line spacing, we can give the \n, but single line means that is not required. Now we have to say here what was the radius, which is r. Like that you have to say. Then which value you want to print?
Area.
So if you want area there, you can give, or if you want to print the diameter first, we can do that also. So you can say \n diameter equal to
and f
percentage f
quote comma d.
So after this
area,
printf \n area equal to percentage f
comma a.
Then
Perimeter.
\n perimeter or instead of perimeter, we can write circumference also. It will come more number of characters. That's all.
Percentage.
So we have used P for the perimeter. So what will you do next?
Now get CH.
Here you see get.
Get open close bracket.
We will
Sem
use get CHA. We will use
na sir.
because there is a difference between get CH and get CHA, and CHE is convenient for us. So get CHA will take any character from the keyboard. Whatever you press, it will take. So it will be waiting here. Get CHA means it will, computer will be waiting. So you must know what for it is waiting.
It is we have to close bracket.
Simply closing will not help. It will hold the computer, get CHA. So what we have to do is, we have to say printf please press enter key to, maybe you can say quit or end, anything like that we can say. You are able to follow?
ಸರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಗೆಟ್ ಸಿ ಎಚ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಇಲ್ಲ, difference is get CH, it will require a particular key. This one, any key you press,
okay.
it will go out.
I understood, sir.
So that we will not tell the user. We will say, please press enter key to quit. Enter I am putting in capital here. So he will know there is a enter key in the keyboard. He will press that one. So when it presses that, it will quit. Now what will be the next step?
Closing bracket.
So the main function, whatever was there, it ends here. Now if you write this program, what happens?
It will show print. First it will ask for radius. Then the user will input the radius. Then it calculate the diameter, area.
No, we don't enter.
No, it will give.
It will calculate.
It will calculate the diameter, area, perimeter. Then it will go to it. The cursor will be in next line. Then you have to print enter to come out of the program.
No, it will print this results of processing heading. It will put
results of processing.
Afterwards, it will print this information, and then it will wait for us to press the enter key.
That only, sir, I said.
Now what happened? We have solved only one problem. Is it not?
Yes.
If I want to solve 3 problems, how will you do? See, this is a program writing stage. Is it not? This we have written on our paper, on our notebook. Is it not? For entering into the computer, Which compiler you are using?
Turbo C, sir.
If it is Turbo C, when we press something like TC, or you will be clicking on the screen, I think, is it not? On the screen there will be an icon. When you click that, it will go to what is called as a programming environment. Is it not? There you can start entering this program. After entering this program, in practice timings, you don't have to save. So it will keep something like name 0000 something, it will keep. Is it not? So you have to go for what is called as compilation. Is it not? So you have to compile the program. So there will be a button for that. In
Control
the
F.
otherwise on the screen there will be button for compile. Then there will be button for the run. When you press the control compile icon or the tab there, it will go through, check whether this program is written as per the rules of the C programming language. Yes means it will say compilation successful. Otherwise it will say check the errors at the following lines. That means
it will show that the box.
I am not able to understand after this character, it will say. Up to here something I have understood. So now actually here, this is only something like hint that is given. But actual error may be elsewhere. So it depends on up to how much the compiler writer has taken the information into account. So you will try to say probably this may be the defect. If it happens like this, give this message. If this happens like this, it is another program itself. So therefore, we have to go back, correct that one, then again go for compiling and then running the program. So if compilation is without errors, then when you say run, it will display a screen, output screen, where it will first clear the screen, and from the top, depending on how many blank lines you have given, it will give the message, please enter radius value. Now, user has to understand it is waiting for the radius. So he will enter the value there. Value entered may be round figure, it may have fractional part. It can be 2, it can be 2.125, it can be 3.68, anything like that can be there. Then it will go for calculating the area, diameter, perimeter, whatever the sequence that the calculation steps are there. Once calculation is completed, it will give the 2 lines blank so that there is gap between the earlier message given and the computer, whoever user has input the data. Then it will give the title results of processing. In the results of processing, generally in the colleges, they will say only the print the results. Is it not? But I suggest that you print the input value also in that one, so that in case the diameter, area, perimeter answers what came are not as expected by us, it is either 100 times more or 10 times less, anything like that, then it is easy to check what was the value we entered for radius. So if one digit was not entered correctly, then answers will be different. Is it not? So that is the method of checking the correctness of the input data what you have supplied, and therefore the results of processing. You are able to follow? Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it.
So this type of program for accepting one input data and producing the one result of processing, we will not write as a computer program except for this academic purpose, that is in the computer lab. There, if I say you use another value of radius and calculate the same thing, what will you do?
R1, R2?
No, you have to run the program again, that's all.
No, different value.
Run the program again fresh.
Yeah.
So then again it will have the same thing. Then give. Then it will quit. Is it not? Then again run the button, run press. It will take another time. So here we are interested in writing programs which is compiled once and it is running in one run and it will solve all our problems, not just one problem. So you should take any number of data that is given there. For example, if it is preparing the paycheck for employees of a company, a public sector company, if there are like 40,000 employees, then you should keep on reading the data of every employee, keep on printing the check depending on the basic pay, DA, HRA, CCA, deductions, etc. like that, and print the check and take the next employee. It might go like that, keep on doing automatically till all the checks for all employees are printed out. Is it not? So, for problems which are simpler but which were repeatedly used for several values of input data, we can use the computer program. Is it not? On the other hand, if you take the population census program, there once in 10 years census is done and we will have that 1.4 something like crore, 140 crore people are there. So that much of data is entered, but processing is done only once. Is it not? So large amount of data, but processing only once. Then will you go for computer processing. Or there is minimum data and repeated number of processing several times, we go for computer programming. So in practice, what happens? The problems that we come across will not have infinite data. That is the one extreme of the population census. Another thing is, we will not have problems where so much of calculation and only one result will come. So that can happen in some of the scientific calculations which are there. So otherwise we will have in between. That means we will have sufficient data to process and it has to be repeated for several values of the input variable. Is it not? That is where only this much is not sufficient, but we will add additional features which are called as data structures. So that kind of a programming is called as a structural programming or structured programming, like that. So maybe that we will take it in another class. You are able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Now,
ಸರ್ ಇವಾಗ ನಂಗೆ 20 ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಅವರು ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಸಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ in giving the detailed information so that you become an expert programmer, not solving one particular problem. You can solve any problem yourself. Is it not? But I went through the thing. Simply we can't do everything that is given there as it is. Is it not? So there what happens is, you will not be able to think at all I have seen some of them, the program they have given, some output also they have given. Is it not? What you have to do is you have to buy out all those steps. Is it not? Here in the method that what I gave, is there anything to buy out? Nothing. You must know what is the input data. You must know what results we want. Is it not? Once we know the input data and what results we want, then we want the method of arriving at the results by using the input data, where you need the formulas. Like what is the formula for perimeter? What is the formula for diameter, area, like that? Is it not? If we know that one, then we can write the user-friendly program. User-friendly program means we keep on telling the user, please do this, please do that. That is called the user-friendly program. And it is interactive program. That
One second,
means,
sir. 1 second, sir. I will on the charge for this.
So one is a user-friendly program. Second one is interactive. That means user and the computer, there is interaction. That is, computer will tell, please enter this. User will enter. Then it will say, please do this, or this is the result, it will say. Then the get CH is required. If it is not put, what happens? The output screen comes and it will go immediately. We cannot note down the results at all. For that purpose, that get CH is needed. To use get CH again, that conio.h must be there. Otherwise, it will not work. So when it is get CH is used, it is waiting for a character. And user can press any key and it will go off, go to the next, this one, for closing. But that we keep it as a secret and tell the user, after you note down the result, that means you can give the message there. Please note down the results of processing. Is it not? Then press enter key to quit. Then user will know, oh, I have to note down these things. He will note down the results and then he will press the enter key. Then the execution of the program will stop. You are able to follow? So we will stop here today. Maybe
ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಕಳ್ಸಿರೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ DS ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಬಟ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಸಿದು ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಈ ತರದ್ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಂದಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಯಾನೆ, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ದಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್, you can send, you send it to me. You send it to me what they have given. Then I will give you the additional extra information also, so that if you do this one, you will get a better marks in the exam, depending on which college you are studying.
KLE college, sir. KLE degree college.
Is it a deemed university or what?
Deemed only, sir.
If it is deemed university, then they will pass you, no problem. Only
Bangalore University.
If it is affiliated university, then the university exams you have to write.
That is there.
That means you have to write the Bangalore University exam. Then the examiner will be different from the teacher from your school.
External.
So if he sees this kind of a thing, he will give you full marks and go to the next one. Because no other students will be writing this. In fact, some students came to me and I taught like this. They were not understanding what the teacher was telling about programming. And when he showed this for assignment and other things, they asked, yaar helkotru idu nimge? Then the students told, sir, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ ತಲೆಬುಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ನಮಗೂ ಹಾಗೆ.
So I told, this is a method of educating the teachers also, because They are not conversant with the subject so much unless you study deeper, number of times, think over again and again whether I am doing is right or wrong. Is it this is the correct method? Is it not the can we not do a better method, efficient method like that? So we have written the most efficient program because we are using the addition operation. We are
Addition
not
operation.
writing 2 into pi. We are not writing. We are not asking the computer to calculate. We are calculating ourselves 6.284 into r. So one few microseconds we save. Is it not? These ideas are coming into your mind, and also this line spacing. Where was the cursor? You must keep an account. Every new problem, you must start with a new screen, with a clear screen,
Yes.
so that it comes from the top, like that. So this type of thing, if you learn, you become expert. Otherwise, simply they will write something. You will have to enter to the computer, see whether it works, then by heart those steps and write it. But what happens? It is not easy to by heart all the steps with every character, because one character missing means computer will say syntax error. So it will say 400 errors, the following things you correct. Is it not? So subject you will not know. You will not be able to correct it also in exam hall. Time is not sufficient. So this is what you have to learn. See, one student, she was doing B.Tech, where in MIT in England, and he completed B.Tech in computer science and working as a project assistant. Then they gave her the project to write a program. She was from Vaidikaval. Somebody told them that you go to this person, he will help you. They came to me and she asked me that I want you to write this program and give. I said, no, I will not do it. I will tell you how to write the program. You have any textbook you have? I said. She brought that Carnegie and Ritchie program. That book, you study the full book, you cannot write a single program. Have you gone through it?
No, sir.
You read that. These are the people who designed this language. C language designers are that Carnegie and Ritchie. But their book, you read the entire book, you will not be able to write a simple program.
Sir, first.
Then she told she is going back to England in 3 days. Then I said, 2.5 days you sit with me from morning to evening. I will teach you sufficient portions so that you can write the program yourself for any problem that is given. So she came from morning 8 to night at 2 days, and one day morning 8 to 12 o'clock. And she said, this is more than enough. I have now got the idea. I can do the program for any type of problem. So, but I still told, if you want, you can come in the afternoon after lunch. But she said, yes, now I have understood. So far, I was, even though we have done the B.Tech in MIT and working as computer center as project assistant, this simple program like finding the area of a circle, she was not able to write at all. Because you see, now you are going to the lab, etc. Something you wrote, whether right or wrong, that is separate issue. But she was not able to write even that also.
Correct.
Because course purpose they have done sometime, and now they don't know what were the steps. That was the, at least you remember something like header file you have to put, this one, that one, something is there, because you are in touch with the subject right now, studying mode. Is it not? So go through this. Let us see.
I will send you the C programs also, sir.
Yeah, you please send that one also. Let
That
us see.
examples only you can take and teach.
Yeah. So what they have done, let us see.
Yes, sir.
We'll try to understand that one and see whether we can do improvement on them, so that we can understand the subject better. Is it not?
And for externals,
yeah.
easily.
So that we can do. It requires time. It is not simply, it cannot come, there is no tablet. You take it 2 times a day, morning and one before food and evening after food, you will get the programming language. It will not come. People have to spend several sleepless nights of several years then only it is possible to write like this. See, I have taught computer programming 50 years back when computers were not there in the country. At that time, there were only one computer in the Planning Commission in New Delhi, one in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Bombay, that one. So people were used to punch the cards, put it in a wooden box, send it by railway parcel. Somebody will receive the thing there, he will feed it and send the printed paper as results by registered post. And when it comes, it will say so many syntax errors. Now they have to collect back the punched cards, identify those cards where error is there, replace with by correct punching, again send it like that. Whereas if I write anything, the result was coming immediately, because we have to give importance for every character that is entered here, what is written on the paper now and what is punched into the cards. Then only computer will understand. So we have to use here what computer can understand and not what all the instructions that we can give. Whatever it accepts, only those things we have to give. So try this example in your computer, enter it and see how it works.
Problem ಇದೆ sir, lab cycle ಅಲ್ಲಿ one problem ಇದೆ, finding.
So I think there may not be any error in this one, but if something is there, we will see and we will check that one.
ಸರ್ ಸಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆನೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗೋದಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
ನೀವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಐಡಿಯಾನೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ರಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತರ ಆದ್ರೇನೆ ಬಾಕಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕಾಗೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದೇ ನೀವು ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ದೇರ್, ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ still something like improved program of this itself in the next class, and whatever that this they have given you, you send it to me also. Let me go.
ಇದೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೂ ಮಾಡಿರೋಷ್ಟು ಅಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ದಿರೋ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ.
ಅದನ್ನ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿ.
ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿ.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೇನ್ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ
ಅದೇನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಂಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ, then I will try to go through and see how much I can help you, so that you will become
50% ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇಕು ತರವಾಗಕ್ಕಷ್ಟೇ ಸರ್.
ಅದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನೋಡೋಣ, let us try, but I am interested in making you an expert, not simply doing one particular problem, forgetting it. If you understand the this programming ideas, then you can write program for any problem that is given without any much of thinking. Otherwise you'll be able to only write the lines and write it in exam. That is not possible. That is very difficult.
ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೇ ಈಸಿಯರ್ ಸರ್, ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ.
Yeah, and it is not easy. See, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ one character ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ it will be over.
ಎರರ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಎರರ್ ಡಿಬಗ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಇಲ್ಲ, no, repairing is always difficult. You can write another new program that is very fast, but repairing is extremely difficult. That is why we should not go for that. That is why lot of thinking has to go for programming. Before going to the computer, we must be thorough with what is our ideas. So ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಪೇಪರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ when you are satisfied with that, then you enter it and it will give the result. ಇದು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಂತ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ. Mostly with this it will come, but if there is some error anywhere there, we will see and we can discuss that. And whatever you have, you can send the scanned copy. If possible, send by email itself.
ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಮೇಲ್ ಐಡಿ ನಂಗೆ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಈಗ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮೇಲ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ,
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಮೇಲ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ. So it is because in my mobile internet is not there. So therefore always because I don't look at the WhatsApp at all.
Okay, sir. Okay,
I do
mail
not
ಮಾಡಿ.
use it. Only for some people ask, so I have kept it. That's all. And I don't have internet there. So if it is directly an email, then it will coming to the computer and it is easy to use.
Yes.
Otherwise, from their mobile, I have to transfer to the computer and then this, etc. That
I
will
will send
happen.
ಇನ್ನೇನೇನಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Everything you can mail me.
ಸರಿ ಸರ್.
So that mail I will see once. This WhatsApp I will not keep on looking at it because I am teaching all subjects of mechanical aeronautical engineering, all subjects. So therefore I am busy with preparing the lessons, what to teach today, etc. like that. See, this is a impromptu lesson what I gave you. It is not a PowerPoint presentation or something, because I wanted to make a PowerPoint presentation, but you see that takes again sufficient number of time. And using by handwriting, again you will not understand because handwriting will be different. Each person will be writing something like that. So then I thought, let me try it today. This is first time I am trying with this method. Otherwise, generally PowerPoint will be made, then it will be explained. But it requires enormous amount of time for making a PowerPoint presentation also.
From that mail only ಆ notes ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿನೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ನನಗೆ.
ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಕಳಿಸಿ. That's why once I have in the computer, I can show that here. That it becomes easier. So otherwise I have to again prepare it once again.
ಬೇಡ ಸರ್, ಬೇಡ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಸರ್.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಕಳಿಸಿ. Then let us see how it will go like that. So how did you feel the today's lesson?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಇದು ಯಾರೂನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರನ ಹೋಗಿ ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ I have taught this for students all over the country. Like that. We were conducting something like 90 lectures program spread over 2 weeks. Saturday, Sundays, we were keeping from morning 8 to night 8. But even night 10, 12 o'clock also, people were not going at all. And I was always asking them, if there is any doubt, please write it down and ask me in the next class. So far, nobody has come and asked me I have doubt, because I make things clear, correct, complete, so that there will be no doubt at all will be there in that one. If something is yet to be covered, that will be coming in the next class. So that way you will become expert. There is no problem. Okay, we'll stop here. Please send whatever is there by email.
I will mail, sir.
And I will look into it and see how best I can help you.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Can I leave, sir?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಭಾರತ ಕಥಾ ಮಂಜರಿ